Please welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strada. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos and leave commentaries and also educate each and every one of ours, you guys are the real MVP. So guys, seems that Latinos, Venezuelans, or whatsoever for Trump, they are still reaping the fruits of their labor. You know what, lovelies? I'm just gonna leave you for this stage, and we are gonna come back to talk about it.
Let me just show you.
I just think about, all of these MAGA supporters too, with in light of all of the events recently. Like, I think of the Venezuelans for Trump, the Latinos for Trump, the Cubans for Trump. The Supreme Court yesterday ruled in favor of Donald Trump's emergency request to revoke temporary protected status. The Supreme Court did it in the form of a procedural move, which was to stay a district court from California's ruling blocking Donald Trump from revoking TPS. So now TPS can be revoked until the case works its way back up to the Supreme Court. So Trump gets to go after the Venezuelans, who he promised he was not going to go after, the Cubans, who he promised not to go after, the Latinos for Trump he promised not to go after, send him back to Maduro and Castro, or maybe they even go to concentration camps in El Salvador. And these were people, by and large, who were supportive of Donald Trump, and they said, no, he's just going to go after the criminals. He's not going to go after us. He thinks you're the criminals because of the color of your skin.
Thank you.
Don't you realize why he's giving expedited refugee or asylum status and a path to citizenship to white South Africans, the Afrikaners? As long as you're white and from South Africa, Trump says you're the victim of a genocide which is not taking place there, and you get fast-tracked because of the color of your skin. But if you're a Latino for Trump, a Cuban for Trump, a Venezuelan for Trump, you go back to the totalitarian regime you fled. And by the way, all these Venezuelans for Trump hated Biden. And Biden was the one who was protecting your temporary protected status. And Donald Trump sending you back to Maduro. Okay? So all of these photos of like the mayor of Doral, Christy Fraga, who has the largest Venezuelan community in the country. And she said, I love Trump. I love Trump. All of these city council members, the Venezuelans and Cubans, you just sold all of your people out. Ridiculous. And then you have...
Child, where is my dance? Poor Ben, he's frustrated. He just doesn't get it. He just can't understand how a marginalized group of people who has a lot to lose, how they went into the voting booth to vote for the man who told them, if you put me in office, you will lose. Ben just does not get it. Let me help you out, Ben. It's racism. See, in these marginalized communities, the Latino and Latina community, the Muslim community, the Arab community, there's this hierarchy, there's this caste system, right? There's a superiority complex. They came in this way, and so they look down upon the Latinos and the Latinas that came in a different way. They view them as criminals. They don't understand that their brown skin, their accents, that is criminal to white supremacists and racist individuals. And the sad part is that he told them what he was going to do. It's going to be the bloodiest mass deportation in history. And he's doing just that. Their TPS status, they thought, held them above other Latinos. The only reason why they were here and protected was because of Joe Biden. And because of their vote, they voted for all of their protections to go away. Well, Ben, I know you won't cross over into this arena, but I'm here. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I don't give a flying fuck if they get deported back to Venezuela. I don't give a flying fuck if they end up over there in El Salvador or in some other country. I don't care. They're getting what they voted for because they voted to hurt other marginalized people. It's just their karma.
So it was just reported the Supreme Court will allow Donald Trump to cancel TPS for nearly 350,000 Venezuelans. As always, please consider supporting me on here so I can continue bringing you these stories. So initially, Trump was not allowed to take away TPS from Venezuelans because lower courts had ruled that their case and their basis for why Venezuelans shouldn't have TPS was based on negative stereotypes. With one of the judges who ruled against Trump, Judge Chen, saying that Venezuelan TPS holders were more likely to hold bachelor's degree than American citizens and less likely to commit crimes than the general U.S. population. Then the Trump administration ran to the Supreme Court, this time arguing that they needed the Supreme Court to intervene and help rein in lower judges. Now, while Justice Jackson did dissent, neither her nor the majority explained their decision on this case. The Trump administration has also gone to the Supreme Court to try and end TPS for other protected groups, but those decisions were not part of this case. Because this is a developing story, it is currently unclear on why the judges ruled in Trump's favor. Families who have done everything right, who have gone through the system, who've paid to be able to obtain these statuses, are about to have their entire lives uprooted. And like Judge Chan said, this is all happening because of lies and negative stereotypes coming out of the Trump administration.
So this comes as Venezuelans in Florida, many of whom voted for Trump because of his tough stance on immigration, are now having second thoughts.
Well, some Venezuelans say they feel betrayed by the Trump administration, and they want to make it clear the majority of Venezuelans are not criminals.
Like so many other Venezuelans, she cheered when Donald Trump was elected. She's a Venezuelan immigrant, now terrified of being deported. Are you afraid of your son walking to school?
Yes, truly, yes.
What are you afraid of?
That they'll pick him up and he won't have time to call me.
You supported Donald Trump, even though you couldn't vote for him.
Yes. I believe there is a large community of Venezuelans who did. And this was a hard blow because practically the same day he took office, he went against Venezuelans. It seemed personal.
Conditions have not changed. Actually have getting worse.
At a press conference in Doral Monday, Venezuelan Americans denounced the Trump administration and South Florida Republicans.
I am really wondering how the Venezuelans are feeling right now. How are they feeling right now? And I'm talking about the ones that voted for Trump. How can they live with themselves? Because we just had the Supreme Court that said they don't have any protections. Remember that video that I made that they were waiting for a Hail Mary? They really thought that there was going to be a Hail Mary jump for the court, and they didn't blame Trump at all for him lifting the TPS, talking about it was unlawful. So how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Because tú votaste por Trump, right? Tú dijiste, este es mi hombre. Este es mi hombre. He hates you. He hates you. Y no lo entiende, ¿la? Y no te amas. He looks at you as less than a person. So here we are, in which TPS is no longer like a really legal option. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but now a lot of Venezuelans are going to have to leave. Thank you to all those Trumper Venezuelans. You did this to your own people. Bye.
Okay, so the Supreme Court just allowed the Trump administration to suspend, at least temporarily, and revoke the temporary protected status for Venezuelans. Now, so there were at least 350,000 Venezuelans that have been allowed to remain in the United States because of humanitarian reasons. Now, remember, what this means is that this administration believes that it is okay to return back to a country where over 7 million people have fled as of May 2024 because of the incredible humanitarian crisis this country is undergoing. Another important thing to keep in mind right now is how this Trump decision affects South Florida politics. Remember that one of the reasons why Donald Trump was able to flip Miami-Dade County isn't just because of the Cuban vote, but also because of the Venezuelan vote. Now, for many, many years, Venezuelans have seen Donald Trump as a hero. The question is, what about now?
Make no mistake, guys, this is a major victory for the Trump administration and its efforts to carry out what the president has promised will be the largest deportation operation in American history. The Supreme Court's ruling will pave the way for what could be one of the largest terminations of legal status in recent U.S. history. We're talking about 350,000 Venezuelan migrants who, up until this week, were relying on these deportation protections and government-issued work permits under the Temporary Protected Status, or TPS, program that the Trump administration can now terminate. And ICE has not said that they will immediately target this population, but legally speaking, they are now fair game for being arrested and deported from the country. And in terms of why the administration is doing this, its argument is that even though country conditions in Venezuela are still problematic, the country is still in deep political and economic crisis, it is not in the national security interests of the U.S. to continue this policy because it says it attracts illegal immigration and that some of the Venezuelans who benefit from this policy are suspected gang members.
You know, Camilo, when I was based in Chicago, I covered the migrants who were sleeping in police stations, and nearly everyone was Venezuelan. There's just a huge wave of Venezuelan migrants that came to the U.S. If you are one of those people, what does this mean for you? Are you now technically undocumented? Do you need to deport? What does this mean for them?
They're now in legal limbo. Their deportation protections are set to expire, and they will no longer be able to lawfully and legally work in the U.S., so they could be pushed into the underground economy, and they could join the millions of people who are in this country illegally and who can now be arrested by ICE, because the Trump administration has made at this point very clear. If you are here illegally, irrespective of whether you are a criminal, you are susceptible and vulnerable to being arrested and deported from the country.
I'm curious about the process here for the Venezuelans under this status. Were they required to be checking in regularly? I mean, in other words, does the government have a likelihood of knowing where they are and where to find them?
Some of them had to check in with ICE regularly, but they all had to submit applications with U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, a federal agency overseeing the legal immigration system, and that agency was supposed to vet and screen them for any public safety or national security concerns.
Venezuelan people in Florida, my Venezuelans and people in Florida who voted for Trump, you guys okay? I mean, I don't hear no more cheering. All I'm hearing now is tears. I heard you motherfuckers voted for him in high numbers in the election in November, this past November. I heard when Trump won, you motherfuckers was cheering. One thing I could say about Orange Palpatine, he may not be a good businessman, but he's a good salesman. He sold you dumb bitches a dream. You felt for it, and now y'all about to cha-cha your ass right up out of here. I'm laughing because the shit is funny, and it's funny because you motherfuckers had a decision to make this past November. And I'm not laughing. And to my people who did the right thing and affected by this, my heart goes out to them. But the motherfuckers who voted for that son of a bitch and being affected by this, the shit is funny as hell. You damn right I'm laughing. I'm laughing my ass off. I'm laughing my ass off. This man had a manuscript. That's how bold these motherfuckers was. A manuscript of Project 2025. He said, man, fuck that. We gonna put this motherfucker in writing. That's how bold we are. Go out there and say, I don't know anything about it. Sold you motherfuckers a dream. And now you motherfuckers about to cha-cha your ass up out of here. Now you feel some type of way. I regret. He lied to us. No, he didn't. He didn't lie to you motherfuckers. Everything that's happening was in Project 2025. All you had to do is your research. He didn't lie. You motherfuckers fell for the con. You motherfuckers fell for the lies. He lied when he said he did not know anything about it. That was a lie. But all you had to do is reach Project 2025 and realize everything that's going on now was in that manuscript. No, you fell for the lie of I don't know anything about it. Oh, well, while you cha-cha your ass out back to where you come from, maybe you will go out on a lesson learned and realize the next time You do your fucking homework. Elections have consequences. Hope you learn from yours. Elections have consequences, ladies and gentlemen. Elections have consequences. Before I start this video, I pray that you help your boy out and engage from the bottom up. Sorry that I may sound stuffy. I'm battling a little cold right now. So just pretty much be patient with your boy. I appreciate that. So according to this NBC News article, and I quote, the Supreme Court allows Trump to revoke protected status for thousands of Venezuelans. As part of the Trump administration hardline immigration policy, it seeks to reverse a Biden-era policy that extends protection for more than 300,000 Venezuelans. The Supreme Court on Monday gave the Trump administration the green light to revoke special legal protections for 1,000 of Venezuelan immigrants, which could pave the way for them to be deported. The High Court granted emergency application filed by the administration, meaning officials can move forward with reversing a decision made at the tail end of the Biden administration to extend protection to more than 300,000 Venezuelans under the federal temporary protected status program. And end quote. And out of all the decision was an 8-1. Pretty much Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was the only one who dissent, but everybody else pretty much was in agreement. This is an unfortunate situation, but like I said, elections have consequences. If people would have did their homework and did what they had to do back in November and voted a different way, we wouldn't be in this situation. But unfortunately, we can't go with the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. The deal is done now. It is what it is. This is reality. And soft ass, you remember when your mom used to say hard ass make a soft bottom make a hard ass? That's the little phrase, the little saying my mom used to say back in the day. But a hard head make a hard head make a soft ass, or hard some shit like that. I can't remember. But unfortunately, this is reality. And I feel for the people who did the right thing in November that's going to fall into this situation. That's the only people that my heart goes out to. But the people who voted for Trump, their family members voted for Trump, knowing that they in a situation with immigration and thought that shit was going to be cool, now I don't feel two shits about you. Get what you deserve. You guys have a good day. Venezuelan people in Florida. My Venezuelans and people in Florida who voted for Trump. You guys okay? I mean, I don't hear no more cheering. All I'm hearing now is tears. I heard you motherfuckers voted for him in high numbers in election in November, this past November. I heard when Trump won, you motherfuckers was cheering. One thing I could say about Orange Palpatine, he may not be a good businessman, but he's a good salesman. He sold you dumb bitches a dream. You felt for it, and now y'all about to cha-cha your ass right up out of here. I'm laughing because the shit is funny, and it's funny because you motherfuckers had a decision to make this past November. And I'm not laughing, and to my people who did the right thing and affected by this, my heart goes out to them. But the motherfuckers who voted for that son of a bitch and being affected by this shit is funny as hell. You damn right I'm laughing. I'm laughing my ass off. I'm laughing my ass off. This man had a manuscript. That's how bold these motherfuckers was. A manuscript of Project 2025. He said, man, fuck that. We gonna put this motherfucker in writing. That's how bold we are. Go out there and say, I don't know anything about it. Sold you motherfuckers a dream. And now you motherfuckers about to cha-cha your ass up out of here. Now you feel some type of way. I regret. He lied to us. No, he didn't. He didn't lie to you motherfuckers. Everything that's happening was in Project 2025. All you had to do is your research. He didn't lie. You motherfuckers fell for the con. You motherfuckers fell for the lies. He lied when he said he did not know anything about it. That was a lie. But all you had to do is reach Project 2025 and realize Everything that's going on now was in that manuscript. No, you fell for the lie of I don't know anything about it. Oh well, while you cha-cha your ass out back to where you come from, maybe you will go out on a lesson learned and realize the next time you do your fucking homework. Elections have consequences. Hope you learn from yours.
Like seriously, lovelies, this is just an example of, with your full chest, with your eyes open, with everything in you, you confidently voted against your own interest. Just imagine you are the one getting deported. You are the one who single-handedly put him over there. You are the one that is being scammed. You put him over there and he dashed you aside and now inviting his cousins from South Africa to come take your place. It's not as if anyone is actually laughing or celebrating, but it's just that the level at which people are finding out, especially the Venezuelans, Cubans, I love you, Donald Trump. Like, where is that energy? Where is the energy? You know, lovelies, I grew to actually love this music. I think we're gonna play it again. It's good. I will vote for Donald Trump. Oh my god. This man does not care about you. He does not care about your love, your humility, anything about you. What he cares about is about himself, his rich friends and billionaires. Like, he only cared about you just because of what he can get from you. There's something that just keeps, getting me confused. In the sense that during the campaign pro to the election, this man repeatedly gave you a sign that he doesn't care. He got as far as to use some island of garbage. I thought that was supposed to be a heads up for you guys. I thought that was supposed to be like, oh, this man does not really care about us. When he made that statement, a garbage of island or something, so many, Mexican, Latino people were like, oh my God, why would he say such a thing? I was thinking that people are going to, queue into like, oh, this man does not really care. What he cares about is just for us to get his food. But some gullible people who actually think that, oh, we are exception, maybe because we are white person, or maybe because we look closer to them, or what have you, he's going to come give us all of the paradise we actually crave for. But what did he do? He started by, putting in some bills here and there to get you people out. Why? He brings his cousins from South Africa to come take away your landed properties, your land and farms and all of that. To take away, that job. When it was like immigrants are coming to take away black job, I thought that, oh my God, that means even the job that you had, because most of you have been deported, is not happy that you had that. He preferred, white South Afrikaners to come take those jobs. They can't do those things. You are undeserving. You are only meant to be used as as something to use to get a ladder to climb. So when I'm now comfortable, he's gonna dish, which is already dishing you people out. Like seriously, just imagine. Just imagine all of those dance, all of this, oh my God, exclamation, all of the pure love and joy that you poured. You poured it with your heart. Look at what is going on. It's all about some stories. It's all about deportation. Even if you are a citizen. It doesn't matter. Like, I still a video, I think that's about a month back, if not lesser. This woman who happens to be a citizen was embarrassed by us raiding her homes with her children, her girl child, and all of that. They even don't even give they don't care if you are changing in their presence. They just want you out. They want you out. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section while you dance? Leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please, lovelies, if you're not subscribed to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one. I will vote.